Dallas Davis may have left one FBS school in Alabama, but, as it turns out, he won't be leaving the state and continuing his collegiate playing career. Earlier this offseason, Davis unexpectedly opted to transfer out of South Alabama. This week, the quarterback's name was added to the online roster for the UAB football program, indicating a transfer into Bill Clark's squad. A school spokesperson subsequently confirmed that Davis is indeed a part of the Blazers football team, with Elle.com writing that it could not immediately confirm if Davis is on scholarship or is a walk-on. Regardless of whether he's on scholarship or not, he will join the Blazers as a graduate transfer. That gives the quarterback immediate eligibility for what will be his final season of eligibility in 2018. The last 3 seasons with the Jaguars, Davis passed for 4,169 yards, 20 touchdowns and 20 interceptions. He also accounted for 246 yards and another 3 touchdowns on the ground. 6 of Davis's 16 career starts came during the 2017 season. Davis entered spring practice as USA's starting quarterback but abruptly left the football program a couple of days prior to the team's annual spring game. Nate Johnson will indeed be continuing his playing career after a rather sizable off-field hiccup, albeit on a decidedly lower rung on the college football ladder. On his personal Twitter account this week, Johnson announced that he will be playing football at Arizona Western College. The move to the junior college out west comes nearly 9 months after the cornerback was dismissed by Michigan. Johnson was indefinitely suspended by head coach Jim Harbaugh in late September of last year for what was only described as unspecified violations of team rules. It was subsequently reported that the cornerback had been arrested on 1 count of domestic assault. According to MLive.com, Johnson was sentenced in December to 4 days in jail and 6 months probation in connection to that incident. A 3-star 2016 signee, Johnson played in 3 games as a wide receiver, catching 1 pass for 4 yards for the Wolverines as a true freshman. Johnson was subsequently moved from receiver to cornerback. If you had Virginia Tech in your office's next FBS player to transfer pool, collect your winnings. On Twitter Wednesday, Henry Murphy indicated that he has decided to transfer from the Hokies. The wide receiver gave no indication as to the specific reason or reasons behind his decision to move on from Tech. It's been everything I've expected before signing plus more. God has life planned out for us all. This school and all my brothers will always be special to me. During his time with the Hokies, Murphy caught 13 passes for 182 yards. 10 of those receptions and 153 of the yards came during the 2017 season. As was reported to be the case with the UCLA Hoops trio last November, perhaps it's time for some presidential intervention on behalf of an American citizen mired in a legal black hole halfway around the world. On Thursday, the Associated Press is reporting, former Ball State football player Wendell Brown, pictured left, was sentenced by a Chinese court to 4 years in prison. The charges stem from an incident in September of 2016 in which the 31-year-old Brown allegedly injured the eye of a Chinese man at a Changqing bar. From Don Wetzel's Yahoo Sports column around Christmas time last year, on September 24, 2016, he attended a friend's birthday party at a bar. As Brown's side tells it, a group of locals asked Brown to have a drink with them. African Americans, especially muscular, 6-foot 225-pound African Americans, stand out in Changqing. Brown declined. They took it as a sign of disrespect and began hurling bottles at him. Brown was arrested for hitting a man. He asserts he never threw a punch and merely raised his arms to block the bottles being thrown at him. Brown went to trial in July of 2017, however, a verdict wasn't rendered for another 11 months. On top of the 4-year prison sentence, Brown had already been in custody for nearly 20 months prior to the court finding him guilty this week. All hope is seemingly not lost, however, as apparently the White House has gotten involved in Brown's case. Matt Liston, a fellow Ball State graduate, told ESPN's Outside the Lines on Tuesday that both the Chinese government and the United States government have been working together on the case. NPR.org wrote, "We are aware of reports that Mr. Brown has been sentenced to 4 years," a spokesman for the U.S. Embassy in Beijing said after the verdict was handed down. The Department of State takes seriously its duty to assist U.S. citizens abroad. We continue to closely follow his case. Additionally, there is a chance that Brown could be deported, which the Associated Press noted, sometimes happens when foreigners are convicted of crimes. Brown played linebacker for the Cardinals from 2004 to 2008, starting all 12 games and finishing second on the team in tackles during the 2006 season. After a playing career in the Canadian Football League, Brown moved to China to coach American football. As Florida Atlantic gets set to head into its second summer camp under Lane Kiffin, the defending Conference USA champions will find itself with a bolstered offensive line the next time it takes the practice field. According to AllAccess.com, Antonio Riles has joined Kiffin's program as a transfer from the University of Florida. As the offensive guard comes in as a UF graduate, he will be eligible to play immediately in 2018. Riles had previously been granted a 6th season of eligibility by the NCAA, which will allow him to play this coming season. A 3-star member of the Gators' 2013 recruiting class, Giles was rated as the No. 36 player at any position in the state of Georgia. After taking a red shirt as a true freshman, Giles played in 19 games during his time in Gainesville. He started 6 games while with the Gators, all of which came in the first half of the 2015 season. A torn ACL suffered during summer camp cost Riles the entire 2016 season and helped lead to the 6th year of eligibility being granted by the NCAA.